Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for Hamne. This week you have this turkey card. Says metal and strategy on it. You also have this mongoose. It says self-assertiveness, genuineness, and candidness. And so, I think that it's a great time for strategy. I think that everyone should have some sort of strategy for accomplishing whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish in life. Even the Queen of Pentacles here is all about strategy in some ways because she is resourceful. And, sometimes being resourceful would be a good part of your strategy. And, having, kind of like looking at the resources you have, and we're not talking about money. We're talking about, time, effort, energy, what you pay attention to. All of that. Your attention is a resource, pretty much everything. So I think that it would be a great time for you to be resourceful and to think of like how you're going to use your resources just in general, and that's what I would do here. You have the Chariot, the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles here. The Chariot is a victory or a big success coming in for you here. And so there could be like some sort of win or victory. The other thing is you do have the Tower, but a Chariot to the Tower is just a move. So some of you could be moving, or you could be thinking about moving as well. With the Three of Wands, sometimes I think with the Three of Wands we're just kind of like planning a move, or we are just thinking about moving in new directions. And so, all of that is actually good with the Tower. The other thing about the Tower is we go down to the Two of Swords. Now, with the Chariot can kind of represent a Tower moment because not really, but he is kind of having a Tower moment because he is leaving this city behind him, and that is where he has always been. It's where he is from. And so the whole point of the Chariot is that it's really a card of setting yourself apart. He is leaving the city so that he can set himself apart, so he can go live life according to his own rules and not everybody else's rules. And, the whole point of the Tower is that those people have been ignoring reality, and now they're coming back down to reality, and they're seeing the truth of their situation for what it is. So, again, I always say I think the Tower is a good card personally. Like, can a Tower be uncomfortable? Yes. But life isn't about comfort in the first place. And usually, if we are comfortable, things are actually going the other direction down because usually comfort leads to laziness, right? And so I don't always think that comfort is a good thing. You have the Five of Wands here, and again with the Five of Wands and the Tower, I am getting a message here that some of you could be like having a surprise conflict. I don't think this is like that big of a deal. I just get like, I'm just going to tell you what I get. I get a weird message of like some of you where it's almost like a person is showing you their true colors. Or, it's like someone that you don't expect to have a certain reaction is like having a reaction in your life now. You have that mongoose card, which says self-assertiveness, genuineness, and candidness. So I think as long as you are maintaining your like authenticity here, that you'll be fine. But I definitely get like some sort of like surprise, reaction. And again, I don't really feel this is like a bad conflict. I feel it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes someone has a reaction to something and it just kind of, just throws you off. You're just kind of like, wow, that person is like that. I feel that with the Five of Wands where like, I don't think it's such a big deal, but at the same time, I think you're like, wow, I didn't really, think a person in my life would react like this to something. So it's like if you're making a change, someone could be having a surprise reaction. The other thing I will say is we have a lot of astrology that I just think could be throwing people off. So, I kind of feel like, having some grace in this situation and just understanding that maybe someone's having a bad day or, I don't know. Just sometimes I think people can't handle the energy. And I kind of feel like having some grace in that situation would be a good idea. We go over Eight of Swords to the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a reunion, and I don't think this is even a love situation for most of you. I think this is like friendship or, this is a person who's acting out of character at work. The Three of Cups would say that, in the future you will heal through this, whatever this issue is. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, every single reading I think that I do for you, basically you get the Three of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles. So, Queen of Pentacles is great for using your resources and making sure that you're tapping into all the resources that you have at your disposal. And I think as long as you're using those things, you will be good. So I would just be resourceful at this time. But let's see. With the Chariot, you have the Three of Wands. Yes, like I said, some of you are thinking about moving. If you're not thinking about moving, you could just be thinking about making a move, which could be anything. That could be getting a raise, changing jobs, getting a new position, but definitely very expansive thoughts for you at this time, Taurus. In a lot of ways, I think that kind of like Uranus will be changing signs later on for you. And, having Uranus in your sign can definitely make things unpredictable or chaotic. And you've been dealing with that for years. And so now when it changes signs, I feel, but, again, I always say like astrology is not like a hard start and a hard stop, right? It's like a wave of energy. So it's like sometimes by the end of a planet being in our sign, even though we still have like another year before it moves on, we could be feeling the energy of having it left your sign already. And, a lot of you could be kind of feeling more free. With the Five of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Again, something that you don't expect here. And I'm not being mysterious here. I'm just like, again, I feel this is a reaction that you're getting from a person, or you're seeing a person react in a way that is kind of coming out of left field. And, this is a card of contemplation and apathy. I feel this is like a reaction that you're going to be processing and thinking about a person feels like work to me. Like I said, it's like maybe you see your boss lose his cool, or, maybe someone you work with like loses their mind or something. But I don't know. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like a victory or the truth. Again, whenever the truth comes out, we definitely have a tower moment, because these people are being brought back down to reality. Now, the Ace of Swords, the victory, and we see two victory cards here so far, Chariot and the Ace of Swords. So this kind of says to me that you need to be flexible here, as always, Taurus, right? I think that, sometimes a victory with a tower moment can be one of those things where, it's like maybe you've been working on a project for like a very long period of time, and you could be having a tower moment in the sense that maybe you're realizing that you need to go do something else. So it's like a tower moment, but also a victory, because you're discovering what you should be doing in life. And here you go. You have this Phoenix Rising card. This is coming up in the area of what's coming in for you. It says you've been through the fire and rising up anew, embracing life in a deeper way. You have the Shooting Star. It says what you've asked for is coming true. Your wish is about to manifest, which is great. Again, the Tower can be a good surprise. So, this could be a surprise. We always rebuild the Tower after it collapses as well. The Tower only gets reduced down to its foundation, and then we always rebuild it. And so the Phoenix Rising card definitely makes sense with that Tower and the Death card. Traditionally Scorpio was the Phoenix or the Eagle or whatever you prefer, I don't care, but again, traditionally it was the Phoenix, not the Scorpion. And the Death card, of course, and the Tower are both Scorpio cards. So I feel there's this Scorpio energy showing up in your reading, Taurus. And I feel that it's saying that you are going through kind of like a transition or transformation. And if something has burned down in your life, like the Phoenix Rising card, it's like you are rising back up, you are being reborn. And I definitely get that feeling on the Death card. Again, you have the Tower. The only bad thing that I'm getting with the Tower is, like having an issue with a person, like I already said. But it feels like a reaction to me. Like someone's reaction is surprising to you, or, it's like it might not even be directed at you. Like I said, it feels like something at work where it's like maybe someone is like blowing their top or freaking out about something, or, maybe someone really kind of like just has a bad reaction to something. And I don't know. That's what's popping into my head with the Tower. Take it how it resonates. And the other interesting thing is that you have the Six of Wands here. So, you might actually be able to, solve the problem as well. Like if your boss is, losing their mind or freaking out about something, if you have a solution, then you could be the one that gets the credit for the solution. So I would definitely kind of like put your thinking cap on if there is one of those moments. I definitely I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I definitely feel this is throwing you off, or it could throw you off. Like I said, it's almost like I don't even know how to describe what I feel, but it's just like one of those things where, a person can wear a mask for a really long time, right? And, it's like maybe you've always known this person as like a nice person. I feel like it is shocking to you. Like I feel like I need to think about it a lot here in your reading, if that makes sense. And it's like a person can, act a certain way for a long time, but eventually the mask falls. And, that's what I'm getting here with the Tower. It's like someone's mask is falling. I don't really feel it's like that bad of a thing. I think it's just someone who can't handle energy or whatever is going on. You have the Strength card. I feel like you have the strength to handle this situation. Again, this could be one of those things where you rise up with the Six of Wands. If this is a boss who can't handle it, you could create a solution. It's like maybe you become the boss, right? Because you came up with a solution. So I definitely wouldn't shy away from whatever this is. A lot of your readings, now that I think about it over the last while, were all about kind of like you taking the crown. And the crown is falling off the tower, so a lot of you might have the opportunity to really kind of stand out and get attention, or kind of be seen as the hero of a situation. With the Death card, you have the Seven of Wands. For some of you, this could be a transformation that you have been resisting as well, which kind of makes sense because Uranus in Taurus again wants you to gain freedom. The main point of Uranus in Taurus for Taurus, I believe, is freedom. And so, in a lot of ways, if there are changes that would lead to more freedom, then, you could be resisting those changes, believe it or not. And now you're kind of stepping into those changes. With the Tower, you have the Ace of Cups. Like I said, I don't even think this is that big of a deal. I think that you have two aces here. Two aces is a new beginning. A Tower moment can definitely lead to a new beginning as well. This could also be a surprise connection as well. So, you have this shooting star. It says what you've wished for is coming true. And so, if you want love, then, this could be a surprise love offer as well. With the Strength card, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I really like the Eight of Pentacles and the Strength card. The Eight of Pentacles and the Strength card both, to me, are personal development type cards. Strength is about working on your own inner strength. Eight of Pentacles is about diligent work. And this diligent work could be work that you've done on yourself. And, I kind of get the sense of you being ready to do something, really. I think what you're doing is standing out with the Six of Wands and the Chariot. And, you also end with the Sun as well, so a lot of good attention coming in for you. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Happy Happy card and this Co-Create card. I think you had this Happy Happy card with me pretty recently. The Happy Happy card, of course, says that you will be very happy. That girl there is channeling happiness into the top of her head. I also feel that you could really be co-creating at this time, and it's an amazing time for co-creation. I mean, basically the next long phase is very supportive for co-creation, so anything you can do to work together with other people will be a good idea. You have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Six of Wands is success in standing out. I would do whatever you can to stand out with this. The Sun, the Chariot, it's whatever you can do to stand out for what makes you successful, or for your resources as well, like the tools that you use or the things that you're capable of doing in life. I feel like that's what will make you more successful. You have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords can be self-imposed restriction. Yeah, definitely no holding back at this time. Especially if someone is losing their mind, like I said, if there's something you can do about it, I would do it. I wouldn't hold back. I think that you can handle something that maybe someone else can't. Could be like a boss or something. And I feel doing it will make you stand out, which will probably get you more positive attention, right? I also feel that if you're thinking about making a move, that you're just going to do it anyway. So I don't know if that's a helpful message or not, but, it's like we go to the Three of Wands and the good stuff, which basically says you're going to make the move anyway. You have the Two of Swords. I mean, every single reading you get the Two of Swords. So Two of Swords is like this or that thinking, but I always say it's my card of third place solutions. A third place solution is a solution that no one has ever thought of before. And so she needs to embrace the new ways of doing things over here, and she needs to get to this new island over here to be successful. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to kind of step into success and step into new opportunity and things like that with this energy as well. With the Six of Wands, you have the Judgment card. That changes everything because the Tower to Judgment I consider to be the most powerful combination in the tarot. Tower to Judgment is like a major revelation or having a major wake-up call in your life. And so you really could be stepping up here with the Tower and the Judgment card. Some of you, I feel, could be discovering something that makes you more money or makes you more successful. It could be some sort of work that you do or something that you do on the side. Yes, with the Eight of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles. Definitely, Six of Pentacles is my side hustle card for sure. So, for those of you that have some sort of side hustle or side gig or, whatever, I feel like some of you could be discovering something that really kind of takes your finances to the next level. I do feel a lot of leveling up in this reading. I mean, Chariot, the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Tower with the Judgment card together, the Six of Wands, these are all amazing cards of really leveling up in life. With the Two of Swords, you have the Hanged Man. I feel like it is time to stop waiting in a lot of ways as well. You know, the Hanged Man has made a sacrifice. His head is glowing, and he's gained enlightenment. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are gaining a lot of enlightenment, but now it's time to move forward. You know, he's kind of like stuck in limbo here, and he needs to kind of get off this tree of knowledge and wisdom and start moving forward. So, you know, that's what I would do here with the Hanged Man. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this transition card and the soul card. Yeah, your soul is transitioning to the next level, plain and simple. So, you know, I feel like you're just growing with these two cards. You have the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Sun. Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth, and showing up in the good stuff, it would definitely say that you are expanding and growing at this time, or there is a lot of expansion and growth coming in for you. So I feel a lot of you could really be, you know, expanding out into the world. He has these boats on the ocean here, and those boats are pointing out of the harbor. So I always say, like, yeah, the Three of Wands can represent your ships coming in, but he needs to get on those boats and like go on an adventure. So a lot of you could be going on an adventure here as well. You have the Three of Cups, card of celebration, happiness, partying, having a good time. So I feel it would be an amazing time for you to like celebrate with people who are close to you. I feel you are leveling up your connections as well. This period seems to me like a lot of people are, you know, focusing on quality connections. 3 is less, right? It's less than 10. So if we had the 10 of Cups, for example, that would be your entire community, right? 3 of Cups is less people, but, you know, I feel like people are really focused on those like concentrated connections, you know, that are really valuable. And I feel a lot of you could be doing that as well. You have the Sun, which is the best card in the tarot, of course. So definitely blessings and happiness coming in for you. It really tells me that the sun is shining on you, Taurus. Like, you know, this looks like a really good time for you. You know, the other thing about the tower is it wouldn't surprise me if there was a global tower moment during this time. So I don't know, whatever. But what I would say here is that I feel there is a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you, and that's what I would focus on. You know, again with this, I pulled the 10 of Wands. I'm just going to put it down real quick. But, you know, what I wanted to say is on this happy card, she is channeling, you know, the happiness into the top of her head like she is choosing happiness. So I feel the sun is kind of like saying, make happiness your choice. With the 3 of Wands, you have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is carrying a heavy burden. But, you know, again, in the good stuff, he's about to reach home, and so he is about to have a harvest. You know, I consider the 10 of Wands to be a good card anyway. It's like, yeah, he's burdened, but he also planted those wands. He wants them as his harvest, and he's very, very close to accomplishing his goal. With the 3 of Cups, you have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is like quick success. It is also communication, a lot of stuff going on with like a lot of people right now, I would say. So a lot of you could really be, you know, socializing a lot of people. You know, with the 6 of Wands as well, you know, when we get the 6 of Wands, people can really want our attention, right? You know, people are celebrating him, they're seeing him as successful. It's like, obviously, if people see you as successful at something, they might want your attention, or they might want you to recognize them for something or whatever, and that's definitely possible. With the Sun, you have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior, of course, and it's coming up in the good stuff. And so this would say that you are not giving up on something that you have wanted to accomplish, which, again, I think is a good thing. I definitely don't think you should be giving up on anything. You have this Wreath card. It's a sorrow over a loss. Again, I wouldn't really worry about this here. I feel this could be the Tower, like some sort of loss that you've experienced, and, you know, it just doesn't look like that big of a deal to me. You have this Boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah, I don't think we have to go crazy right now, and the energy is actually really good for work, I think. And the other thing that I believe is that, again, I think we're in a time where the astrology really wants us to be efficient. It's not really about working hard, which, you know, again, sometimes efficiency can be hard work, but, you know, I would say efficiency before hard work, right? Let's put it that way. You know, obviously, if you find, you know, something that you can do in your business, that's efficient but also hard work as long as it's worth doing, right? You know, as long as you're getting a result for the work that you're doing, then I think it's worth it. And, you know, again, I would put efficiency first with this energy, but still really good. You have this horse. Says a short journey on it. Definitely a lot of travel or movement going on here. It would not surprise me if some of you have moved, or if you are planning to move in the future. You know, you could be thinking about it right now, and, you know, maybe you're going to travel to where you're thinking about moving and you're just going to see how it is. You have this love card. Not really a love reading, but you do have the Ace of Cups with the Tower, so, someone could be revealing their feelings, and the Ace of Swords as well, which is the truth. And so someone could be revealing their feelings to you. It could be another earth sign, based off that Queen of Pentacles. You have this bowl that says plenty of material things. Yep, definitely an improvement in your finances here for sure with that Eight of Pentacles and Strength card. It's like they say, how they say like your wealth is in your health, right? That's kind of popping into my head with the Strength card here. But I think it's everything. It's like if you are a good, well-rounded person and you have done a lot of work on yourself and removed money blocks and developed good habits with the Strength card, then I think those things are going to be attached to your earnings. So if you don't have wealth or abundance, that's what I would be working on if I were you. I would be working on, improving your health, your mindset, your inner voice, all that stuff with the Strength card. But this looks really good. So I love this for you, Taurus. Definitely a better reading than you've been getting. So it looks good. But thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.